So today, it's one of those day where it's just slow and it's like depression kicks in, and sometimes you have those days and you just feel like you don't want to record yourself, but then I decided to do it because maybe my time is limited because there's a crazy maniac out there that can come to get me any day because the justice system is such a mess that there's loophole, people can poke it, and then they get away with being a crazy maniac, and they can come back and suit you, shoot you, and all that stuff. But the court doesn't want to give you a restraining order because you don't have enough evidence to prove why they're dangerous. Great. Maybe that day might come for me sooner or later because that maniac is still out there. So I hope that putting this out there, somebody who feel they're in the same situation as me or in the past or present or still confused, that it might help them out or make them feel better because they don't have anybody else near them that can understand them. So today I want to talk about the blurred line between being nice, being passive, and being a pushover. So, you know, I feel like a lot of us are taught that to make friend and all that stuff, we have to act nice. And more specifically to my culture, it's mostly in Asian culture where we have to go the extra mile. That if you show up to someone's house, you can't just show up. You have to like bring some sort of small gift or something. So sometimes the idea of generosity and then it could go too far. What I mean by that is that when you put yourself out there as being too nice or a pushover or passive, you attract the wrong type of people. And that is what happened. I moved to a lot of different places and, I did the typical things. You have to go to network an event, you have to make new friend at work, all that stuff. And it get tiring and expensive because to maintain those relationship, you have to go eat with them at some restaurant they pick, or go to the bar. All those places require you to pay money, but it's also that they drain your energy because they would do it every weekend. Like every weekend we have to go out to eat and go to the bar, the club, and it's just it's just get like I just get tired of it. And at some point I was like, why am I doing this? Am I just doing this to get people to like me? I mean, I get that this is what normal people do in the weekend. They go out, they have fun and all this stuff. But it's not fun to me. It's just like doing chores to keep this relationship going, to you know, get through at work, getting along my coworker, making new friend. And I would say that guess the social part is draining, but it's also when you're introverted like myself and you seem more of a pushover where you just let your friend do whatever they want to do and you don't have any opinion. And then, they just think that you're available all the time. So when things come up, they always call you, and then, and then I'll just talk to you about their personal life. And it's just like a never ending list of chores that you have to please people because they already see you as being nice and push over that you never say no to them. But, over time I get tired of it. So when I started to turn down more of these out outing activities, that's when people just think that, like, I don't want to hang out with them. I don't want to socialize with them. They're just gonna ghost me. So in that sense, it's really not worth your time and effort. And I know that a lot of us are taught by our parents and by the professional, such as your advisor, your professor, that this is how the world works. You have to go to networking event, constantly making new connection to advance your career, make friend at work, to to get promoted and all this stuff, go and please your boss, etc. But to people who are like myself, we are neurodivergent and we're introverted. So by doing these things over time, it only suck the life force out of us because it is not our natural habitat or environment that we want to be in, that constant social and having to keep up with it. And, you know, just there was a point where I just had to say that it wasn't working out for me. I need to stop this. It's draining my energy. So the point is that you can be nice, but we just have to be careful of just don't put myself out there, be too available all the time, and just don't try too hard to please other people because I was losing a part of myself that was my true self, and that being this passive pushover person was just in this superficial life that I was living because I thought that's what I needed to do to make friend, to make connection. And it's still like that. Even at work, I see, like, with my current job, people doing that, and my bosses think that I'm like some exotic alien because I don't talk that much with my coworkers. It's like they don't have anything I have in common, and I just don't want to revert back to the person that I hated, of being just being nice and passive, being a pushover. So it's not about, like, you can be that way if you want. If you're okay with having people taking advantage of you and just using you for emotional support all the time, if that's your thing, you can do it. But for me, it was draining me over time. Just it was getting to the point where it's really bad. So I just don't think it's worth it. And it's okay to stop, do some reflection, and just think about it in a way where you don't feel much pressure. What I mean is that when people say you need to make friends and you need to make connections to get a job, to advance in your career, just the part of that might be true, but don't do it at the expense of, like, that it make you miserable. Like what happened to me. You need to find the right environment that work for you, the right manager, the right work environment that fit you so that you can advance in your career. You need to find friends that understand you not to superficial people that needed somebody to hang out with on the weekend. And when you really need them to help you move to a new apartment or something, they don't show up because that's you're not doing something fun that they think is fun. If you invite them to lunch or dinner, if you go to the bar with them, then they think that's fun. So just that it is very it's a very draining position to be a pushover and being taken advantage. So I decided not to do that anymore because not who I really am and that I value my time. I don't want to be surrounded by superficial people. This is part of our whole talk about why the society norms and the standards that they set and the expectation have doesn't work for people who are like us, introverted, neurodivergent, queer, all of that. So yeah, just that's that's what I wanted to say about that. If you want to stop being a pushover, if you don't want to be overly nice, it's not your fault. It's just you you people just there's a lot of narcissists out there that want to take advantage of you. So it's okay to stop and reflect and say that that is not who I want to be, and just find out who or what type of people you want to be and what type of people you want to surround yourself with. All right. Until next time, stay safe from all the crazy maniac out there that's running around with guns.